Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the ASOTV podcast. Today, we will be discussing episode 13 of The Walking Dead season 4 called Alone. With me, I have Clio.
Hello.
And I'm Omikins. I'm filling in for Dom. He's away for 5-6 days? We don't know. Don't know. So, what did you think about this episode? Yeah.
I loved this episode. This episode was really good.
I was actually really impressed by this episode because last episode was actually kind of a letdown.
What was last episode? I'm getting them all jumbled.
Was
that the Beth and Daryl episode, or was that the?
That was the. Yeah, I think it was.
Beth and Daryl.
Yeah, it was.
Disembodied voice says it's.
Yes. It was.
I liked that one.
I like the ending.
Yes.
But leading up to it, I was just kind of like, no. But that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
So we start off this episode with a flashback of Bob, which I was actually kind of saying, oh, we don't need background on Bob. He's a useless character. And then we get it, and I'm like, why? Is it because I said so?
What?
That we got some background on Bob.
Here's when I saw the beginning of the episode, I was like, oh no, they're giving us background on Bob just in time to kill him off. They didn't, honestly.
No.
But I feel like now that we know a little bit, because we've been talking about who would hurt if who of the group it would hurt us if we lost.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were discussing the mid-season finale.
Yeah.
Because we knew someone was going to die, but at the time we didn't know it was Herschel.
Yeah.
Like, I think I was like, maybe it's Bob. But then I was like, we don't know enough about Bob to give a shit if he dies.
Exactly, yeah.
Now we do.
I don't know.
He's fodder now.
Yeah, he's fodder. I kind of got a different take on him. I actually don't see him as a good guy. He's not really an attractive character to me. He seems kind of shady. I mean, he's walking down he's got the biggest grin on his face when him and Sasha are walking down the tracks. And she's like, why are you smiling? He's like, because I want to smile. It's like, dude, come on now. People don't smile for no reason.
I mean,
especially in the apocalypse.
He's a little weird. But we know that he's I'm getting looks from the disembodied voice. Something you'd like to say?
I'm listening.
I think that, yeah, he may be a little creepy, like, at least in the smiling for no reason category. But I think from the backstory, we already know he's had substance abuse issues. We know he says that Bob has a family now, and that's why he's happy.
Oh.
It's also because he's not alone.
Yes, there's that.
He was so afraid that he'd isolate himself, and then when a group went under, he'd run away.
Yeah.
And which clearly fueled his substance abuse issues, but I was, like, super sad when he was sitting there by himself, drinking fucking NyQuil. I was like, oh, Bob, no. What? It's like, that was super sad. It's like, you're all by yourself, you have no alcohol, so you're drinking NyQuil. Sucks.
I don't know. Drinking NyQuil, I mean, when you drink alcohol, you just get loopy. I mean, if you drink too much, you'll pass out. But if you drink NyQuil, you're gonna pass out. And there's zombies everywhere. That's not a smart thing to do.
No, you get loopy when you drink NyQuil, too. NyQuil affects people in different ways.
Okay.
I knew a friend, he downed like half a bottle of NyQuil. And he was sort of asleep, but when he was up, he was really loopy.
Okay.
We're going to a fencing match or something.
Fencing? On
Yeah.
NyQuil? Oh, gosh.
Yeah, well, he was sick. He was also dumbass. Anyway.
So, from there, we're going to go to Beth and Daryl. And we see, when they first come into scene, Daryl's teaching Beth how to use the crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it seems to be going good. There's a walker coming, and she gets caught in a bear trap.
Yeah, I guess. It didn't look, it looked like a small trap, not necessarily a bear trap, but it was the same mechanism.
Yeah.
You step on it, it snaps closed, but it looked a lot smaller than the teeth of a bear trap.
Yeah.
But enough to get your foot stuck.
Yeah. And she's like, I'm fine. And then he ends up carrying her.
Because she's like, I'm fine. She was limping, and then I was like, all right, come on. Piggyback her.
I think there was a comment there that Daryl said to Beth that she's heavier than she looks.
Yeah.
And she just laughed it off. I mean, in any other circumstance, if there wasn't, like, zombies around and they were in the situation they're in, she probably would have smacked him good.
I don't know. It depends on it depends on the person. Some people aren't offended by stuff like that. Maybe she's not.
I don't know. I think that just I would be hardened over that. I mean, over the zombie apocalypse, I'd be like, I don't care. I'd be like, call me whatever you want. I'm surviving. I don't care. So on their trek to find safety, because Beth is hurt, they come across a cemetery with a house. And it has kind of like a mortuary beneath it in the basement.
Mm-hmm. I guess it was a funeral home.
It must have been a funeral home. It just kind of looked like it was out in the middle of nowhere. There was nothing else around it.
Yeah, nothing but the cemetery.
Yeah. And then they meet a puppy.
Oh my god, the puppy!
The puppy! The puppy! I mean, I felt really... The second time the puppy came around, I was like, Daryl, why do you just open the door? You think it's the dog? The dog's barking.
Oh no, yeah.
You dumbass. Take a look outside first. But,
Yeah, that's true.
I mean... Maybe I would have done the same thing. I don't know. But, do you know the backstory about the dog?
Yeah, I heard. He saved his owner from a mugging. And
A carjacking, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually really cute. And, of course, they roughed him up so that he looked like he was mangy. But I'd adopt him. He's cute.
I know.
But Daryl doesn't check to see if it's the dogs the second time around, and then all these zombies come in. A whole bunch of zombies. There was like 20 of them. In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and they were fast. They looked like they hadn't eaten in a long time.
Yes. They looked very hungry. Very, very hungry. And I think the scene where Daryl's fighting him off down in the basement, I think that's actually the most, the most scared I've been in a long time since watching this show. Yeah. It was very intense.
Yeah, it was, I saw him run down the basement. I was like, you cornered yourself.
Yep.
Dingus.
Yeah. Dingus.
Uh,
he did well.
But he had a plan, yeah.
He knew what he was doing.
Luckily, it was the kind of the room it was, and there were sharp implements around to stab with.
Yes.
I do apologize. This is the first time I'm recording in a swivel chair, and I can't stop.
I would too, but I might break this chair. This chair sucks. But, like, he tells Beth to run away. So she gets out. She's probably, limping her way as fast as she can. And then she gets kidnapped.
That's the only logical explanation, because she wouldn't just leave.
No, she wouldn't just leave. So, who do you think and why?
It was one of the hearses. It was one of those, it clearly was a car that belonged to the funeral home.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be either whoever was shacking up there, whoever lived and worked there, because obviously whoever was there was the mortician,
mm-hmm.
and it continue to, fix up the corpses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Could be them, some weirdo. Let's see. Do we have any bad guys who would come back and bite us in the ass? I mean, the only real bad guy we ever had was
the governor. Yeah, I don't I really don't see anybody else unless it was just someone there said, "Oh, look at that. It's a nice girl. I haven't seen a girl in a while." And it just takes her. I saw something going around on like Tumblr and some other sites that it might be a cannibal.
A cannibal?
A cannibal. Because it wouldn't be the first, like, you haven't seen it, really. You haven't really seen it over the whole the whole series. It'd be about time for that to come up. And she's just kind of walking out of a morgue?
Yeah.
A funeral home?
Do you think that the cannibal could be the one who was preparing those bodies and who kept that house so clean? Or do you think it's someone else entirely?
It could have been that person. I mean, they do have a bunch of food. So, I mean, for them to cannibalize, maybe they just want fresh meat? I don't know. It's a weird theory, but I mean, it's nothing that we can't possibly think could be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Daryl sees this car speed off, and he takes after it, but he doesn't catch up to it, and he just gets tired out, and he just kind of plops his ass in the middle of an intersection, and he runs into a group of kind of like a gang, and they're not very nice.
No.
And what I noticed is that pardon?
Do you recognize them?
Oh yes, they were the same group from Rick, Carl, and Michonne's house.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, they did just lose a guy or two. They lost a few guys in that house because of Rick.
Oh, right. Rick killed the one guy,
Mm-hmm.
and then his zombie started biting others.
Exactly. So, I mean, they do need more people. So, I mean, I think these people on site, if they had everyone with them, would have shot Daryl. They would have got rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
But because they need him to fill their numbers, and he is proficient with crossbows, he seems like a good fit. But, I mean, if Daryl sticks with them and he runs into, let's say Rick, and Rick recognizes them, what do you think will happen?
I think Daryl's gonna wait for his opportune moment to get away. He's not just gonna run in the middle of the day. I think he's gonna wait because he sees these guys as sort of reflections of his past, because they're very reminiscent of him and how him and Merle were.
Yeah.
So I think he recognizes these guys as thugs and not like the people he's used to rolling with. So he's probably going to be very, very wary.
Yeah, he's gonna join for the sake of joining right now because that seems like his only option.
Yeah.
But he will get away at one point. I mean, there's the three options. He could join, he could escape, or kill. He's not gonna kill them. He's been with Beth for too long. He's not gonna kill them. He kind of has a heart now.
He's also outnumbered. I think if he had a chance of beating them by killing them, he would. But he's outnumbered. He knows his chances of doing that are very slim.
So, do you think he's going to travel with them? He's going to hook back up with possibly other parts of the group? Or is he just going to go and try and find Beth and save her ass?
It depends on how this group behaves. If he gets a chance to run and he knows he's, but I think he also sees these guys as hunters and they know how to track. So if he does something, if he runs, I think that it might not be so good for him. I think he's gonna sit and wait, be quiet, and watch for a while.
Yeah, he's observant like that.
Yeah.
Something that I've been kind of cringing over is how Beth and him are reacting, like having like a relationship with each other. At first it was kind of like friends and Daryl was just putting up with her, but now they're kind of connecting. eye contact, and he's being super nice.
Yeah.
Do you think it's gonna evolve into something intimate?
I think we talked about this last week.
Mm-hmm.
Because Beth and the actress and actor who plays Beth and Daryl were on last week on The Talking Dead, and they, like, Chris Hardwick was trying to get it out of him, and they were sort of just like, it seems the way they reacted that it's not going to happen. They're not going to get intimate. I really hope they don't, because I do love the bro relationship they got.
So do I.
Yeah, they're I think they're better friends, and the way their relationship is now, I think if they did a thing, it would just be like, no, you ruined it. It's ruined.
Yeah, I just, like, I don't want it to go any further, and even them, exchanging eye glances, I'm like, no, stop it. Just stop.
I think it's super cute. We didn't talk about when Daryl asked her to play the music.
Yes.
That was so cute. I was like, ah.
Yes. Yes, that was adorable, but I don't know, I'm still kind of on that train where I'm like, I don't want anything to evolve from what is already part.
Either. But I think what they're doing, and what Daryl did, and why it's so terrible they got split up, is they're getting comfortable.
Yeah.
Because they're supporting each other in an emotional way, and now that they've lost each other, it's not going to be good. Because you know what? And I'm very mad that I did not see that I didn't see it coming, that they were getting split up, because while Daryl was teaching Beth how to use the crossbow, she's like, soon I won't need you anymore. I should have known. That one line, I should have known. They were going to get split up.
I didn't even connect to that either.
Yeah. As soon as the car drove away, I was like, I should have fucking known.
Yeah. I was actually really surprised that happened. And I didn't really recognize that it was a hearse car either. So I was like, I just thought it was some random person. I didn't make a connection to the people that were living in the house before.
It might not have been a hearse, but I strongly believe it belonged to the funeral home, because it looked like it had a cross in the window. Like, the window was black, but clear. You could see the cross. I don't know, it was a very quick shot of the car driving away.
Right.
So, it might be wrong, but the sense I got was that it belonged to the funeral home.
I don't know. I really hope that Daryl gets away and he goes looking for her.
Yeah, I hope he gets away too.
I mean, I think we're sitting at like 3 more episodes. Right?
Yes, I do believe it is 3 more episodes.
So, I mean, they're gonna have to reunite sometime soon. If it's not Daryl finding Beth, Beth is gonna somehow come in contact with somebody else, and then Daryl's gonna find them, and then they're gonna be a big happy family again.
Yeah. I'm not sure. We're gonna get, like, I know, especially from the people who are more close with each other, their reunion, like Glenn and Maggie and Sasha and Tyrese, we're gonna get some tears. But I think we only have 3 more episodes. I think that's gonna be very short-lived, because Terminus sounds very ominous.
It does sound ominous. Oh my goodness.
Any reunion that there is, I think, is going to be very short-lived.
Yeah, that's sad. I'm just thinking about it.
But this is The Walking Dead.
This is The Walking Dead.
We come to expect it.
So we're gonna move on to Sasha, Bob, and Maggie. And that fog scene
was intense.
It was so intense. I mean, I think the actresses for Sasha and Maggie, they both sat there and they said to Chris Hardwick that what you saw in the show is what they were seeing. So they had to act out as if it were really happening.
Yeah, because that was real fog. That was on set.
Yes.
Probably machine generated, but that was real fog.
That was real fog. And I'm pretty sure I would have definitely messed my pants in some way or which form, I don't know. But that was really scary.
That was intense. That was a very well done. Okay, so this is a very well done scene, and it was also a bit atypical for Walking Dead, but it was still very Walking Dead.
Yes.
Like I've said before, I hate the helicopter scene in the first half of the season, where the helicopter falls through the roof.
Oh yes.
Dom loves it, but I hate it because it's not typical. And it's also not Walking Dead, but this is not typical, but it's very Walking Dead because it's I don't know, it's very close and real.
It seems
Not
really
Hollywood.
real. Not Hollywood, definitely. So they come across the Terminus sign, and Maggie is all for going to Terminus because she thinks Glenn is gonna go there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he sees this sign and he's not dead, that's where he's going because he knows that Maggie would go there. You know, Bob he doesn't really care. He's kind of like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And Sasha says, hell no. I think she's really connecting Woodbury and Terminus together. That Woodbury was a piece of poo, and Terminus is gonna be one too.
Yeah. She might just be connecting it to the prison, where the prison was good until something tore it apart.
There's that too. I think a lot of it has to go back. I mean, she's probably not going to come out and say it, but a lot of it has to do with the governor. I mean, Woodbury was the governor. The governor wrecked the prison. Obviously the governor's not around anymore, but I mean, something similar might happen at Terminus, or might have already happened, and they're walking into a suicide, a trap, big huge suicide pit.
It's a trap.
I don't know. I would have hope to say that I would go to Terminus. I don't know if I would be like Sasha. It's hard to say.
I'm in between because if my group had gotten separated and we're all looking for each other, logically they would go to Terminus to try to find each other.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was with my group and we were traveling, I'd be like, nope, smells like fish. Let's get out.
Smells like fish. Wouldn't that be an alluring smell? If it was like
rotten fish.
Rotten fish. Okay.
Something's rotten in Denmark.
Okay. I wouldn't go there either if it smelled like rotten fish. They decide that they want to find Glenn, obviously. Go to Terminus. And then Bob kisses Sasha. So he obviously has feelings for Sasha, but she don't really want to make that connection. I think she's kind of in a place where Michonne was. She's just not as intense. She doesn't want to love people as, like, at that height, that limit. Mm-hmm. She doesn't want to go that far because she doesn't want it to be ripped away. I think the closest thing she needs right now is Tyrese, and I think that's...
And I think she's scared because she's scared of finding out the truth, because it could be that Tyrese is dead, and not knowing for her right now is what's...
Yes.
Yeah. But, and you see, I was wrong about Bob. See, I've been saying all these episodes that, give it a couple days, his withdrawals will kick in, and he won't be happy anymore. But clearly, either he's got a bottle in his bag that he's not showing anybody.
Yeah, well...
Or, rehab is agreeing with him.
Maybe. It is possible, like, I didn't see any inclinations that he was big time drinking before the prison. Like, before the governor got there while in the prison. I didn't really... Yeah. Maybe he was taking a swig here and there, but he wasn't getting wasted. And, I don't know, maybe it's just just him not really drinking that much. It really didn't take effect on him. I mean, there wouldn't be rehab afterwards.
I don't remember if I brought this up on the show or if it was just I was talking with my friends and family, but the bottle that Bob stole from the vet clinic, it looked like some sort of whiskey or something. That's what Glenn uses as the Molotov cocktail, and there was alcohol in it. My assumption was that Bob had drank half of it or whatever and left the bottle, but I know people who've said that maybe he didn't drink any of it and Glenn just poured a little out to light the torch. So maybe he didn't drink any of the stuff he stole. Maybe he didn't get back, fall off the wagon again. Maybe he's still on the wagon.
Maybe. I mean, that might have been, him and Daryl had a big to-do about it, so maybe Daryl got through to him, and maybe he just decided he didn't need it, and just was keeping it just in case, Maybe for celebratory, he wanted to celebrate something. Maybe there was something to celebrate. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Maggie, she takes off alone because she doesn't want Bob and Sasha to, to just
have to settle.
Yeah, she wants them to, she doesn't want them to risk their lives, stick their necks out for her and her crazy adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Which seems pretty crazy. You see how she gutted that zombie?
Oh, yeah.
And she did it twice.
Hang on, I need to write a note.
Yeah. That's how people write notes these days. We use zombie blood. It's the only way.
We're trying to find each other.
Yeah.
The biggest note possible.
I don't know. I would have found some other way, but...
Hey, it would have gone away with the rain, but it'll be there for a little bit.
That's true.
But then again, so would the message in the dirt. Would have gone away with the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of any message you leave short of carving it would wash away.
Yeah, that's why all the Terminus signs are actually wrapped up in plastic.
Oh, are they? Yeah.
Yes.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
People were thinking.
They were thinking. Which, I don't know. I kind of get the whole vibe that Terminus is kind of like that scientist facility. And they're walking into something that they're not going to get out of unless they have big bang things. Explosives. I don't know.
The thing is, it's called Terminus. It's called the end of the line.
Yes.
And
Terminate.
It means the end of the because it's following the train track, so it's probably the end of the train line.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still a place called End of the Line.
And it's like, what is it, Latin for terminate or something like that?
No, it's Latin for end of the line.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Or end of something. Not necessarily like we would think of the word terminal, which is similar. It's from the same root.
Right.
But I think it's slightly different. I think terminus might mean end of the road or something like that.
I don't know, it's still kind of, it seems fishy.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of failed camps, a couple of failed civilizations, so this seems like another one in that line.
It does. Yeah. And the name just doesn't suit it. I mean, I wouldn't go there just because of the name.
Yeah, that's creepy as fuck.
Yeah. If I was with my group and I would be the same with you. I'd be like, hell's to no, because, we're better off not going to some place where we might... Yeah, screw that. Sasha and Bob, they decide to go after Maggie. Well, Bob does, and Sasha just kind of follows. And then they come across kind of like a small town, maybe? A little village or something, and there's a really good-looking building, and Sasha's like, that's mine. Let's go there. Let's go make a home. I mean, that building was prime real estate as far as keeping the zombies away, but I think she soon realized after staying there and Bob left her that being alone was not what she wanted.
Sucks.
It sucks. And it seemed like a pretty big building. Like, the top level seemed pretty spacious. So for her to be there all alone, just, ugh.
Yeah, it seemed like a factory or warehouse. It had those really big windows.
Yeah.
like a, sort of an artist studio or something like that. So it was big and empty.
It was big and empty. And I wouldn't want to be in an empty place while feeling empty either, so it's just, no. But then she sees...
Yeah, she knocks the fucking glass out.
Yeah, she just pushes
and then
it out.
Pops up, and it's not a walker, it's Maggie.
It's Maggie! What?
Yeah. I was like, whoa!
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be Maggie at all.
And then I was like, shit.
Yeah, the noise, because you know. You know there are walkers all around there. It's just, ugh. We found out how many were there. But, you know, Sasha and Maggie, they sure kicked the shit out of all of them.
God, yes. Stop sign to the face.
Was it a stop sign?
No, it was like a parking sign or something.
Yeah, some sort of sign, and it was efficient. It was really efficient.
I now wish it was a stop sign. So Maggie could have used the one-liner, "Stop, bitch!" Hit him in the face.
Yes. She was slicing off heads, cutting them in half. God, that was crazy. Definitely more effective than Sasha's stick.
She stabbed a couple bitches with it. So not bad.
It's pretty good for a blunt weapon, I guess.
Well, she shaved the end to a point.
That's true.
She stabbed a couple of them in the head.
Yeah.
So she didn't just use it blunt. It's like a spear, sort of.
Well, we found out Maggie was actually waiting for them, because she's like, you know what, I wasn't going to ask you to do this, but now I am, because I can't do this alone. It sucks.
Yeah.
That was, a well-named episode. Alone, because there's a lot of factors of being alone with Beth and Daryl and Sasha and Bob and Maggie. At one point during this whole episode, they were alone.
Yeah, that's true. It's a well-named episode.
Yep. And then they get all happy and give hugs and meet up with Bob, which was nice. It was an interesting pre-ending, because the actual ending was when we saw Glenn.
Yes.
And he was looking at a sign of Terminus.
Yep.
So, do you think he'll go?
I'm fairly sure he'll go. They only showed Glenn, though, which makes me think that next episode we might see something. Well, next episode's focused on Tyrese and Carol and the kids, but they only showed Glenn, and I thought it was weird that they didn't show, the lieutenant and the scientist and new bitch and other new bitch. So I thought it was weird they didn't show the rest of the guys that Glenn was traveling with. So maybe something happens with them, get separated from them. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to see, I think.
I don't think he's separated. It was just him, they were off doing something else, and he just kind of, wandered off and saw the sign, and you only saw him. Because he's the only person who really matters in pertaining to
what happened in this episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I don't know. I see everything from, like, a filming standpoint, and everything's done on purpose, and I'm thinking maybe it was done on purpose. I don't know. I sometimes take that way of thinking a little too far.
Yeah.
I just think what they leave out is as important as what they show you.
It's very true. It is definitely something that they know how to use well for this show.
Yes, they do.
Sir, we haven't seen, everybody, I think everybody has seen a Terminus poster except for Daryl and Beth.
Yes.
So, I don't know.
Yes, Yes, but Daryl and Beth had been on those train tracks. So, I guess they didn't see a sign, you're right, but they were on that same path. They crossed,
Yeah.
paths.
They did. I don't think they're actually. I think they're actually doing a lot of wood trucking right now. I mean.
Yeah, I think they're. You're right. Now they're probably pretty far from that train, those train tracks. But I don't know.
Well, we see them.
We don't have a map. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure day by day they've crossed each other's paths and they don't even realize it.
Yeah.
But do you think we'll see Daryl and Beth coming together and going to Terminus or meeting up with somebody else before our 3 episodes are up?
Oh yes, most certainly.
Okay.
Because a lot can happen in 3 episodes.
Yes, a lot can happen.
Yeah, and I think that possibly the thug gang that Daryl's with might want to go to Terminus, whether to raid it or whatever. So maybe they'll even cross paths with the rest of the group when they all get there. But it does seem, at least when we left off most of the groups, the last thing they saw was the sign to Terminus.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed clear they were all going to follow it.
Yeah. They all seem like they knew that the rest of the group would be heading that way, so that's where they were going.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd want to cover?
That's pretty much the whole episode. It was a really good episode.
It was a really good episode. So next week, we have episode 14 called The Grove, and it looks like it is a Tyrese. It looks like a Tyrese, Carol, Lizzie, Mika, and Judith centric episode. Have you seen any of the like promos and the teasers?
I did see the promo that came right after the episode. Okay.
And did you see the trailer on The Talking Dead?
No, I did not see the trailer on The Talking Dead. I haven't been watching The Talking Dead this half of the season. Time-wise, I don't DVR it. I don't watch it live, so.
So, in the teaser after the episode, I mean, a lot of Carol and Tyrese and the kids. And there's at one point in the trailer, it looks like Mika's on the ground, and there's a walker at her foot, and Carol looks like she's backing off, and like saying, "I'm sorry," and like, what is going on? What do you think's happening?
I think they just cut that. I think those are two images from 2 different scenes, and they just cut that to look like Carol's having a hard time rescuing Mika, but honestly. That's not the part that I'm excited about. I'm more excited about, I think Tyrese is gonna figure it out, or Carol's gonna tell him. And he's gonna know that Carol was the one who burned the bodies.
We did have that, I don't know if it was Dom or if it was you, but there was that theory that it was Lizzie that did it. Lizzie that killed them, and Carol covered it up.
Yeah, that was Dom. Dom was on a forum and saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's loaded. It's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's true, I don't know. I think Carol's going to continue to cover for Lizzie.
Yeah.
To protect her from Daryl. To protect her from Tyrese.
I don't think Tyrese would actually do anything if it was Lizzie and Carol was actually covering up. He would be mad at Carol.
Yeah.
Obviously, in any terms, he would be mad at Carol.
Yeah, but I still think Carol wouldn't take the chance, and she'd still cover.
Yeah.
Lizzie.
Yeah.
But that is if Lizzie actually did it, and it's not just theory.
Yeah.
But that's this. Totally theory right now.
That's totally theory, but
I think it's solid.
I think it's a solid theory. I think it works perfectly with all the crazy psychotic things Lizzie has done in the last few episodes.
Yeah.
So this actually brings me to the trailer that I watched on The Talking Dead, and it was pretty short. And basically it just starts off, it shows you a pot of water boiling, and it pans over to a window, and there's this girl, a blonde girl with long hair, playing tag. Well, not really tag, because that'd be stupid, but like, haha, you can't catch me, nah. And she's playing that with a walker.
Yeah.
So who else would be psychotic enough to play a game like that with a walker? Lizzie. So I'm thinking because of what we saw already of the next episode, that it definitely is Lizzie doing something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm actually excited for next episode. I want to see. I like Papa Tyrese. I like that. Papa Tyrese. I love it.
Did I come up with that? Did I say that first?
Yes.
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 That's honestly what I thought when I saw him with the papoose and fucking Judith.
Yes.
Like, Papa!
Papa! Yeah.
It's too funny.
I think that's an awesome dynamic that they went with. I love seeing.
Barry's this giant teddy bear.
He is a giant teddy bear. He's been a giant teddy bear from the very beginning, and this just proves it.
Yeah.
So I think that is everything that we have to cover.
Yeah, next episode's gonna be a doozy. I think it's gonna be better than this one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from what we have seen.
From what we have seen. So where can the people find you, Chrissy?
You can find me at Cleomoto on like Twitter and Instagram and Vine and a lot of stuff.
A lot of
Pinterest.
stuff.
Basically, if there's social media, I'm probably on it as Cleomoto. Except for Twitch. Twitch I am the Cleomoto. And I'm gonna start streaming again soon. I'm sorry, the last couple weeks have been reorganizing my life, but yeah. That's it.
You can find me on Twitter. I'm not all over the place. Mainly just Twitter. Actually, just Twitter.
Oh.
At LadyVenom24. LadyVenom 24. You can also find everybody from ASOTV. Everybody. On Twitter. On Facebook. On Google+. You can email us at Gmail. YouTube at ASOTV Podcast. Can also find us on tvcaptive.com, where, we post and we share these podcasts with everybody on the internet. And there are tidbits of information that, everybody just kind of throws in there about, different TV shows, like characters and possible speculations, movies. So, check us out on all of those things. Send us emails, like us, subscribe, comment, do all those things. And until next week, bye. Oh my goodness. Hosting's hard. It's hard. I miss Tom.